Okay, I'm back. I mean, I don't know. I was live before, but it says broadcast failed, so I paused it and tried again. But I'm back, okay? Good thing I was only a couple minutes in. But yes, happy Friday, everybody. I hope that you guys are doing amazing, okay? Happy Friday. Happy January 20th. Oh my God, we're already in the 20th day of 2023. Can you believe it, okay? So about a week and a half ago, I did a live called Why Your Fibroids Aren't Shrinking, okay? So if you have not watched that live, go ahead and watch that live maybe later after this one, because guess what? That is part one of this video. I wanted to do part two today. Why? Because I had so many things to talk about. I didn't want to make that first one so long. So I wanted to talk today about why your fibroids aren't shrinking. This is the part two. If you have not watched part one, go ahead and watch part one later on. I'm gonna link part one in this video in the comment section after I'm done, okay? But I have to do this. I wanted to do this video because I get so many questions. I get so many people telling me I've tried shrinking my fibroids and it did not work. And you know, they set up like, I guess these like DIY wellness plans or whatever for themselves, and it fails. And I'm going to tell you some reasons why it fails, you know, why your fibroids may not be shrinking, okay, when you're on your fibroid shrinking, for those that have attempted to actually shrink their fibroids, okay? So this is going to be really informative because, like I said, there's people, I get these questions all the time, especially on TikTok, or even I get some inboxes here. Why are my fibroids shrinking? I tried this, I tried that. I even got somebody comment on one of my TikToks today and asked that. So I wanted to do a video about that as well, probably do a video response to her as well, but I want to do a video, go live about this, because this is going to be great information that you guys can use, you know, on your fibroid shrinking journey for ladies that have fibroids, or even if you have, you know, other, like I said, like cysts, this is going to be very helpful, polyps, all that stuff, okay? So, yeah, so why your fibroids aren't shrinking. So in the first video, if you did not watch it, and hi to everybody coming in, hashtag live if you're live, so I can say hi to you. But yes, in the first video, if you did not watch it, I talked about, you know, you eating too much processed foods, you not being consistent, and I went more in depth in that video. Your body's still being filled with toxicity, you know, these being reasons why your fibroids aren't shrinking. And also, you haven't cleaned out your organs yet, you haven't cleaned out your liver, your colon, all that stuff is backed up. And you being on birth control as well, that's another thing I talked about in the other live, in the part one. And you looking for a quick fix, okay? So I wanted to go briefly over those because, you know, in case you guys did not watch part one, but watch part one because I go more in depth about those. But those were what I discussed in part one, okay? And I have a few more to discuss today, all right? But for those, like I said, for those who don't know me, my name is Sasha, okay? I'm a holistic women wellness coach. I help women who are having womb health issues, who are having reproductive health issues. I help them engage in everyday healthy habits in order to heal their bodies, in order to heal their wombs, okay? I'm all about holistic medicine, utilizing holistic methods in order to heal, okay? Also utilizing food as medicine, all right, in order to heal the womb. And once you heal the womb, you heal the body, because the womb and the body are both connected, in case you guys did not know that, okay? The womb is actually our second brain. Did you know that? Okay? So as women, so it's very important. Hey, Ty. Hey. So yeah, this is going to be a really important discussion. Again, this is part two. If you did not watch part one, you're going to want to watch part one because, you know, it's very informative, okay? So why your fibroids aren't shrinking, for ladies that are on their fibroid shrinking journey, okay? So one really important thing is like that you have not addressed your deficiencies, okay? And I want to say that, and one of the girls that told me, hey, I'm doing everything, I can, but my fibroids aren't shrinking, she also said her iron levels were low. So I know that she's not doing it the right way. She's not shrinking her fibroids the right way. She said her iron levels are too low. When it comes to iron, when it comes to, you know, vitamin D, when it comes to any type of deficiency that you have, you want to make sure that you address that, okay? You're eating nutrient-rich foods. Now, if you are eating nutrient-rich foods on a daily basis, and what you can do is, if you're, you know, deficient in something, you can, you know, also add herbs to that. But if you're eating nutrient-rich foods on a daily basis, you're not consuming too much meat and, you know, products like processed things that's going to, like I said, clog your elimination pathways and make it harder for the nutrients to, you know, for you to be able to absorb the nutrients. If you're doing all of that, then you should not be deficient in anything, okay? Where's part one at? So I'm going to link it. I shared it today. I shared it on my timeline, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to link it to this video so you can watch part one afterwards, okay? I'm going to put the link after I'm done with the video. But yeah, so you have not addressed your deficiencies, because guess what? if you are deficient in any type of nutrients, right, then you leave your body susceptible to, you know, things developing, you know, viruses, sickness, fibroids, you know what I mean? You leave your body susceptible, you leave your body open to that, okay? So it's very important, you know, and most women are vitamin D deficient, right? Most women, especially most women with fibroids or any type of reproductive health issue, are low in vitamin D. You're welcome, Ty. Are very low in vitamin D, are low in iron. So these are things you want to address, okay? Because I see some women not really doing anything about it. You know, they're kind of, you know, like today's cool about it. Oh, I have low iron, or oh, I have low vitamin. No, you have to be aggressive in actually healing that, right? If you want your body to heal, if you want your fibroids to actually shrink, right? We have to, like I said, flood our body with nutrients, right? Nutrient-rich foods, you can add herbs to that. Now, are herbs going to cure everything you have? No, but as you are, like I said, making these changes, yes, you can add herbs as well. Yes, both, exactly. Thank you, Love Kina. So yeah, very, very important. You want to make sure most women that, like I said, who have fibroids have deficiencies in certain nutrients and you know, some type of minerals, most of them, okay? So even if you feel like, okay, the doctor didn't tell me, more than likely, if you're telling me, like what I do for my clients, I take an inventory of what they're eating, like when they first come to me as a client, and I'm like, okay, I know you're low in this, that, and the other. I don't care what your doctor said. I know that if you're eating a ton of processed food every day, you're going to be low in something, okay? So it's really important that you actually, like I said, you're eating those nutrient-rich foods every single day. Okay, very, very, very important. Okay, you're flooding your body with nutrients. Your body cannot heal without nutrients, ladies. Your body cannot heal on processed food. Your body, that's not gonna work, okay? So that's really important. Address your deficiencies. Make sure if you are shrinking your fibroids, right? If you're trying to, because one person told me this, and you are low on iron, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right, right? If you start out, maybe, but if you've been doing it for a while, something is not right, okay? You should not be low in anything. If you are, like I said, if you're flooding your body with nutrients, you should not be low in anything. And you're eliminating certain foods from your diet, and you're eliminating stress and all these things, and you're actually living a healthy lifestyle, you should not be low in anything, okay? So also, let me go on number 2. This is part 2 of why your fibroids aren't shrinking. So I'm gonna talk about number 2. There is no structured wellness plan. There is no structured plan, right? It's just, okay, I'm gonna try to shrink my fibroids, but not really have a plan. Just maybe I'll stop eating dairy sometimes, or maybe I'll eat a little bit less red meat. And that's like, I'm like, huh? Maybe I'll add an herb or 2. There's no structured, clear plan, right? There's no like, I'm doing this, and that. Like, I have a structured wellness plan. That's why it's so important. That's why I customize them for my clients, because it's extremely important for you to have a wellness plan, for you to have actual steps, and I have steps as well on shrinking your fibroids, right? That you're going to follow. Okay, you cannot just be all over the place. Okay, this week I'm gonna try this tea. Next 2 weeks I'm gonna try this herb I heard about on the line, or this, like, there's no plan to it. It's just all over the place, right? And that I see that with a lot of women. They're trying something new every 2 weeks. It's kind of like how people go on a diet, right? That's what, you know, they try it's kind of like somebody that tries a new diet every couple of weeks, like, right? Do those people ever lose weight and keep it off? No, right? Those people never, it's like, I just want to try something new, but you're not actually, like I said, you're not doing the work. You're not sticking to the plan. Okay, stick to the plan for 6 months. Do it consistently for 6 months, okay? And if you've been on this journey and it's taking so long for you to see any progress in how you feel, your energy levels, you're not doing something right, okay? There is, like I said, you need structure. It's so important for you to be consistent and to have structure to whatever you're doing in life, whether it's, you know, there's a new job or a business or what. You just have to be structured. You cannot be all over the place. Like, you just can't, right? So very important. You have to have a structured wellness plan. And that's why I do that for my clients. I make sure they have, look, this is the plan, okay? You know, of course, I'm not saying that you have to follow it perfectly 100%. If you can at least follow it 80 to 90% of the time, you're going to see results, okay? You're going to see results. So somebody's perfect, right? But if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I want to remind you guys that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Okay, I always get that saying wrong, but I got it right this time. Okay, but if there's no plan, there's no structured plan, and if you're all over the place, it's not going to work, right? It's not going to be, there's not going to be any consistency. There's no consistency in what you're doing, It's just, like I said, you hear, you there, you hear. I see that a lot, and that's why, okay? Also, like I said, one woman was telling me, okay, well, I did the herbs and I did the food. Okay, what did you do with the food? Because you're telling me that you change what you eat, but what does that look like for you? Because a lot of people, like I said, don't even understand what healthy truly means, right? There's a lot of people that think eating meat and like vegetables every day is healthy, like, right? So what is true health? Like, what does that look like for you, right? Okay, and it's not just about your diet and your herbs. What about your stress levels? What about your sleep? What about your vitamin D? Are you getting sun? What products are you using? You know what I mean? There's more to it than that, right? So I don't want you guys to think so surface level when it comes to shrinking. We're talking about shrinking fibroids here. Like, it takes some work. It takes some, you kind of have to be aggressive with it. It can't just be, oh, I'm just going to let go of dairy and that's pretty much it. Like, huh? If it was that easy, so many women would not have fibroids. And if it was that easy, so many women wouldn't give up on this journey. Let me tell you guys about my story. When I was shrinking my fibroids, it went from the first time I found out it shrunk, it was from 7 or 8 centimeters to 3 centimeters, right? And that was after a year and a half, because I went back after a year and a half. Now, at first, I didn't really know what I was doing, right? At first, it was but then once I got clear on it, I saw a huge difference in how I felt, my energy levels, my cycles. I saw a huge difference, right? But then I didn't find out that it actually shrunk until a year and a half later. And then I went back a year later, saw that I was gone. But here's the thing. A lot of people would have gave up. By then, a lot of people, because I was kind of detaching from, being so hell-bent on it shrinking. I was detaching from that and just focusing on, okay, let me just be consistent with this. I see that it's working because I'm feeling better. You know what I mean? My cycles are better. I'm not bleeding every day anymore. I don't... You know what I mean? I see progress, so I know what I'm doing is working. And then when I got clear on those 12 steps, like the 12 steps I talk about in my course, 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids course, then I saw progress, and then I went to the doctors and saw that they shrunk. And they did an ultrasound and saw that it shrunk, okay? So a lot of people would have gave up. Between that whole year and a half, a lot of people would have gave up. They would have been like, that's too long. You guys want to shrink your fibroids in a week or a month, right? Especially if you're doing it by yourself, the average person it's going to take some time. Okay. It's going to take some time. And that's why I really do. Thank you so much. Hey, Shalise, thank you for tagging people. If you guys can, please share this live. Okay. But yeah, that's why I tell you guys, if you can't even if it's not me, get a coach that's going to help you, a holistic, coach that specializes in the womb, that's going to help you with that, shrink your fibroids. So you can collapse time. It's not going to take so long, with you not really knowing what you're doing, not getting clear on that. You can actually come into go to somebody that knows what they're doing, and it can be a lot faster. You get what I'm saying? And a lot more efficient than you kind of doing it by yourself and kind of not being kind of all over the place, right? So that's why it's so important to get a coach. Even if it's not me, get somebody. But I do highly recommend myself because I have a lot of great reviews. But just saying, right? Get a coach. It's so important. It's kind of like me. I had to hire a business coach, and I saw much better much better success than trying to do it on my own and kind of being all over the place and not really being clear. That's why coaching is so important. I'm for coaching. I'm in a program, with it's business, not health, but still, there's a huge difference in trying to do things on your own. When you're not an expert sometimes and you see somebody sometimes you got to humble yourself, right? And go to that person okay, I need help, right? And not be afraid to actually invest in your healing, invest in your business or whatever it is, invest in that. Your health is very important. The health of your womb is very important. The womb is the second brain for women. So it's very, very important. It's not something you want to joke around with, right? So you want to, and that's why when I said no, you have no structured plan. So if you don't have any idea of how to do that, get somebody that can help you, okay? For me, if back then, this was almost a decade ago I'm talking about, if back then there was somebody that would have been able to, I knew somebody that specializes in having me, helping me shrink my fibroids naturally, and I didn't have to do the surgery, I would have hopped on that, right? I wish there was somebody like me back then. If there was, I did not know about them, right? I would have ran to that, what? And she's actually helped other people. I would have ran to that because I'm just what? Who wants to go through surgery when you could do it naturally, right? And I did not want to go through surgery back then. I was you know what I mean? So I wish, and even after I had the surgery, I wish that there was somebody that would have helped me shrinking it the second time around. I would have done it faster, okay? So really, really important. You want to, like I said, get somebody that can help you with a wellness plan, a structured wellness plan, so you're not all over the place, right? Very important. That is a huge, like I said, that makes a huge difference. I'm telling you, that makes a huge difference. I know people like that's like been in my inboxes and stuff that's been trying to do it on their own for like a couple years now, right? And they see a little success here and there, maybe like they don't have cramps anymore, but by 2 years, they should have been seeing way more than that, right? You should have been seeing way more than that. You should have definitely been able to shrink your fibroids a great deal within 2 years. I mean, you know, most people, fibroids will be gone within 2 years. So just saying, okay. Now I want to talk about managing your stress. I want to talk about, this is a big one. Y'all, this one is a big one. A lot of people underestimate the effects of stress and what it does to the body. It does, like I said, the hormone cortisol, you guys know that it has a tremendous effect on various of your bodily functions, right? On your hormones. It does when you're not managing your stress well. And I know that stress happens, right? You know, stress happens. Like everybody has things that happen that are stressful. But if you're this type of person, like you're always stressed out, you're living in highly stressful situations, you're in toxic environments, whether that's friendships, you know, toxic work environments or whatever, and constantly like your heart rate's always being raised up, your body, like I said, your body, that's going to affect your body. The body does keep score. That's going to affect your hormones. That's going to affect your health, right? And that's going to like do nothing but feed the fibroids and make it grow even bigger. Managing your stress is so important, and it's very underestimated, right? And I'm not talking about, I know it's when everybody's talking about self-care now, which is great, but it's not just physical self-care. It's also like your mental health, your emotional well-being. That's extremely important as well, okay? Very, very important. Like being like careful about, you know, not letting everybody, having healthy boundaries, not letting people have, you know, easy access to you. And like I said, setting boundaries is so important, right? But not being in toxic situations. If you know that you've been in a toxic job for 3 years, maybe it's time, and it's like done nothing but raise your blood pressure, maybe it's time to find a new job, okay? If you know that you've been in this stressful, toxic relationship for 3 years and it's not getting better, you know, either seek counseling or maybe it's time to find a new man, okay? But I'm just saying, like, you want to make sure you're not putting yourself in stressful and toxic environments, and you know, things happen in our lives like that are unexpected, and that happens. But when you're in a state where you're taking care of yourself, you're actually taking care of yourself on a day-to-day basis. When something happens, it's not going to affect you as much as harshly as somebody that's not taking care of themselves and something happens to them, right? This is how people end up in the hospital. Like you'll see a lot of times when people get sick or, you know, seriously sick, is during highly stressful times in their life as well. The same thing with women that have fibroids as well. A lot of times those things develop during very stressful periods in your life, whether it was a divorce, whether it was a breakup, whether it was a death in the family, you know what I mean? Things like whether it was a toxic job, you dealing with a lot at work, it developed during stressful times in your life. So you want to think back to that and see when these things develop, so you can know, okay, you got to manage your stress better, right? And that goes along with self-care, and that goes along with sleeping as well. I talked about that in part 1. Making sure that you're getting sleep is so important. Enough sleep every single day is very important. Like me, sometimes I'm not able to get enough sleep. What I do is I make sure I take naps, okay? If I'm not able to get enough sleep, I'm taking a nap. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care how long my to-do list is. I'm taking a nap. It's so important, right? So important for you. Very important, right? So I didn't talk about this as too much in the first one, but I want to talk about detoxing as well. Detoxing is very important because, like I said, if you have fibroids, right, then more than likely you have, like I said, not more than likely, you do have a stagnant liver, stagnant kidneys. You have your body's not functioning the way it's supposed to. It's not moving in there like it's supposed to. Your lymphatic system is also, you know, clogged. Everything's clogged up, right? If you have fibroids, your body developed fibroids, right, which is actually, you know, your body trying to protect yourself from all the toxicity in your body and waste in your body. So if your body developed that, that's saying something, right? That's saying that things are moving very stagnant in there. Your organs aren't breaking down food the way they're supposed to. They're not eliminating the excess waste and all that stuff the way they're supposed to. So you gotta help your body out, okay? you can, like I said, that you cannot continuously put things in there that's going to, like I said, stress your organs out more. You got to start detoxing. Fasting is very as well, that helps starve off the fibroids. Okay, you know, you have to start, like I said, implementing these things in your everyday habits, and not just doing it whenever you feel like it. Doing it consistently every single day. Okay, because a lot of people say, "Oh, I tried this and my fibroid, it didn't work." They haven't been consistent. Have you been? The first question I'm going to ask you is, you know, have you been consistent have you been consistently doing this for 6 months? That's the first question I'm going to ask you. Then I'm going to ask you, have you gotten help? Okay, because that's very important as well. If you are doing it on your own and it's not working, it's time to get help. Okay, I just had a client who actually recently joined my program on the 3rd day of January, and she used to have like really bad anemia, and you know, I know this is anemia because she used to chew ice, right? She chewed lots of ice, and I used to do the same thing when I was really anemic years ago. So I was like, wow, this is like taking me back to that point. So now I swear, in week 2, she was like, I'm not really craving. Week 2, week 3, she was like, I'm not really craving like ice like I used to before. I said, yeah, because we're flooding your body with actual nutrients. We're flooding, you know what I mean? I'm helping you you're flooding your body with nutrients. You're not going to have those, like your iron levels are starting to rise. Not saying that she's no longer anemic yet, but even though she'll be out of that very soon, but her iron levels are starting to rise, right? So we're starting the healing process. We're starting to address the deficiencies. We're starting to unclog the organs. We're starting, you know what I mean? It's a process to shrinking fibroids, right? And actually, you know, doing it in a time where it's not going to take so long. Now, I do tell people to detach from the amount of time it takes, but if it's been years, it's been, you know, then you're doing something wrong, okay? So, really, really important. And I said that at first, address your deficiencies, very, very important. Get a wellness plan, very important, and actually be consistent with it. Don't just, like I said, don't just, you know, throw spaghetti at the wall and try this week and try that this week, and I'm trying this week, and I heard about this and I'm trying that. That's not, like I said, you're not going to see results that way, right? We want consistent results, and we want this to be something that we do for a lifetime, right? We want, when you are on this journey, you want to sustain, like I said, you want to sustain these healthy habits, because here's the thing, right? The same things that cause fibroids are the same things that cause uterine cancers, breast cancer, are the same things that cause diabetes, high blood pressure. You know what I mean? It just manifests as fibroids in your body, right? But somebody else may be estrogen dominant, and it could be PCOS in their body, it could be endometriosis in the next woman's body, but the root cause is the same. The root causes is the same, okay? So that's why I tell people, don't even focus so much on the actual condition. We got to focus more so on the root cause. But that's neither here nor there. But yes, very, very important that you want to also have a mind. And I'm going to add that one in too. You want to always get to the root cause of what developed the fibroids in the first place. What developed any type of sickness you have. You want to think back to what developed. Why did this develop? Was I stressed out this time? Was I overweight? Was I not eating healthy? Like, what happened? Like, what was that breakdown in my health? How did this happen? Right? Anytime I've ever gotten sick, which is rarely ever, I know why I got sick. Like, oh, I was a little stressed out around that time. I had a lot going on during that time, you know. So like I said, your body's very intelligent, guys. Like, ladies, your body's very intelligent. We don't just develop fibroids for no reason. There were hormonal imbalances that happened at first, and that your body was showing you signs that something's going on here. Like, you know, I'm not, you know, whether it was a headaches or, you know, your periods, your cycles were heavier, you know what I mean? But people ignore those things thinking that they're just, you know, it's just normal. These things are normalized or whatever. Cramps. Your body will show you signs when there's hormonal imbalances. That's how these fibroids start. That's how this, whatever issue you have, whatever health issue you have, it starts off with a hormonal imbalance. Same thing with infertility, PCOS, endometriosis. It always starts off with a hormonal imbalance, okay? And I say all that to say, now that we're talking about hormonal imbalance, that is why I'm doing the Reset Your Hormones workshop, the 3-day Reset Your Hormones workshop in 4 days, okay? Next week, on Tuesday through Wednesday, I'm having a Reset Your Hormones workshop, a 3-day Reset Your Hormones workshop. It's going to be on Zoom, all right, for 3 whole days, where I'm going to teach you how to restore balance back into your body, okay? So if you have heavy bleeding, if you have fibroids, PCOS, any of these reproductive health issues, infertility, if you have, you know, diabetes or, you know, thinning hair or whatever hormonal imbalance you have, you want to be in this workshop, okay? Because I want to teach you how to restore not only how to restore balance back into your body, how to reset your hormones, but also how to recognize when you have a hormonal imbalance. Like, the signs are there. How to get it more in tune with your body so you know when something's off, so you can prevent it turning into something more serious. Like, this is stuff that you need to know. And also how to utilize your cycle, okay, in order to maximize, like I said, your health. We're going to talk about all of that stuff at the workshop next week. I'm so excited. Already have a whole bunch of women to sign up. Really excited. We only have a few spots left. So ladies, if you have not heard about it, make sure you sign up. If you have fibroids, or especially if you have fibroids or heavy bleeding, you want to be at that workshop, okay? Because it seems like most women have that at the workshop. So I'm really going to talk a lot about that, right, as well as everything else. But I'm also going to focus on, have a section where a part where I focus on that, okay? So very, very important. If you want the link to the workshop, it's going to be in my caption, okay? So go ahead and sign up now. It's only $44, which is the lowest price workshop that I'll ever do, okay, that I've ever done anyway. Actual workshop on Zoom, okay? So make sure that you take advantage of it. I wanted to do it for only $44 because, like I said, it's January, and you know, I want us to set the tone for 2023, okay? To have a healthier, happier 2023. Let's balance these hormones. Let's restore balance back into our body so we can start the healing process, okay? Because there is no healing if your hormones are out of whack. If you have not resetted your hormones, okay? Very, very important. You're gonna learn a lot in this workshop. It's going to be amazing. Okay, and somebody had my video trainings and asked me, was it going to be the same information? Some of it will be the same, but there's going to be some new information in here as well. So I will just join. I would definitely just join because, like I said, it's going to be an amazing workshop. Okay, and also just the reason why I'm excited about it because you guys are going to be there. It's going to be more of an intimate space, and you guys can ask me questions and all that stuff, and I can answer them right on the spot and even ask you questions too for more in-depth, you know what I mean? So I can answer your questions more in depth. So that's why I really do like Zoom. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Why your fibroids are not shrinking. Okay. Talked about quite a few things in this video, and make sure you watch part 1. This is part 2. Watch part 1 as well. Okay. Because fibroids do shrink, but you have to do the work. And it's not, like I said, not going to happen in a month, not going to happen in 2 months, but it does shrink. Okay. There's so many examples. My testimonials are crazy. Like, there's so many examples of fibroids shrinking. My fibroids have shrunk. Many of my clients have shrunk their fibroids. They regulated their cycles. They, balanced their hormones. They got rid of PCOS, things such as that. Even shrinking cysts. Okay, so these things do have, but you have to do the work, right? And if you think you can skip out on that and just have surgery, well, you can do that. But at the same time, what developed the fibroids is still going to be there, right? So if it's either it's going to manifest into you getting fibroids again or something else, okay? So it's not just, like I said, it's not going to go away if you don't do the work to heal yourself. It's inevitable. You have to do the work. Like, it's just inevitable unless you're going to commit to a lifetime of sickness, of suffering. And who wants to do that? Who really wants to do that, especially in 2023? Who wants to do that, okay? So ladies, get into my workshop, okay? If you're dealing with fibroids or any type of reproductive health issue, heavy bleeding, infertility, and that stuff, those things all start out with hormonal imbalance, okay? So if you're dealing with any of that, you definitely want to be in the workshop. Let's reset these hormones. I'm going to teach you for 3 days how to reset the hormones, how to restore balance back into your body. And yeah, so it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited. It's going to take place on Tuesday. And if you are interested, I'm going to put the caption. It's going to be in the caption, by the way. The link is going to be in the caption. I'm also going to put it in the comment section when I'm done, all right? So ladies, feel free to inbox me if you have any questions. Any questions about the workshop or anything else, feel free to inbox me. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully you got something out of this video, okay? Because I know I'm going to hear this question a thousand times again, but I'm happy that I did this video, okay? So watch part 1 if you haven't already, all right? So love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day and have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.